Hey, it's Chris from Tiny Industrial, and this is my RV. Today we're going to put in a new roof vent. We're replacing a standard passive one. We're going to put in a nice fancy electrified one with rain sensor. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Stick around, here we go. Ooh. All right, so the first step in this process is actually on the interior. We've got this sort of dead vent up here. There's no electric to it or whatever. There's 4 screws holding it in place. We're going to take this trim ring off. There should be some wiring underneath that. We're going to check to make sure that we have 12 volts coming through that so that we can hook up the now electrified fan that's going to be taking the place of this one. So that's what's happening next. All right, that's easy. That's 4 screws that was just holding this ring in place. It's kind of discolored and stuff anyway. I was thinking of spray painting these originally. I was like, you know what, let's just swap the whole thing out. Now we've got a little bit more stuff exposed up here. I see a wire. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm guessing this is going to be our power supply right here. Let's strip this down a little bit and then we'll test it and we'll see if we're getting 12 on that. And if we are, that's a really good starting point. We got our trusty little voltmeter here. We got this wire. Positive, negative is kind of irrelevant. Just gonna jam these in there. Let's see if we get a reading. There it is. Yep, there's 12 volts going through that, as evidenced by the needle right there. See that? Woo! Anyway, that's a good sign. All right, that's what we wanted. And that means positive is this one. That's our power supply. Now we're gonna take this party upstairs onto the roof. We're gonna break the seal on the existing vent and then we're going to pull that out. So let's take it upstairs. This up here is the unit we're gonna be taking out. It's just a plastic lid basically with a little hand crank. And we're replacing it with the unit in here. These things are sealed in with silicone putty butyl tape. And what I got myself here is a universal vent installation kit, which is going to provide the initial seal between the actual vent and the roof. But the first step here is effectively to remove all this sealant and get at the screws that are holding this vent in place. Should be easy. Got a little spackle knife for that, and we'll see how well that does. Yeah, that seems to be doing the trick. This is going to be a little bit of a slow process, but you want to start slicing through the existing stuff here, peeling it all back. Ooh, it's hot, man. The sun's out. Yeah, all the more reason to have a good roof vent. I'm going to give you a little bit better view of this. And then once the unit is out, that's when we're going to be doing a deep cleaning. This is pretty easy to do. Now, the materials used to attach this on your RV might be a little different. The process will be the same. When you're working on the roof of your RV, please be careful as you're high up off the ground and I don't want you to fall. All right, there we go. I'm pretty much once around now. Now what I want to do is I want to see if I can get this off completely. There we go. So as I'm doing this, the screw heads are being revealed. So it looks like every 2 inches or so there's a screw that goes in here. All the screw heads have been exposed. All right, I'm gonna keep taking these out and then I'll rejoin you once I've done that. All right, here we go. Final screw, moment of truth. That's it. Now, obviously don't do this unless you have a replacement already in hand, but yeah, there should be another layer of seal basically under here. We're gonna go around it one more time. What made me choose this particular fan? Well, the Dometic fan is the one that's always getting all the attention. I wanted something a little bit less expensive and hopefully just as good, because I feel like the Dometics are on the pricey side for what they are. I mean, $400 or $500 for a fan. This thing feels like it wants to come out. So let's make that happen. Ooh. And there it is. That is the lame vent cover unit thing. And now we've got a hole in the top of the RV. Here's our electrical that we fished out when we removed it on the inside, so we could test out the fan before we install it. I'd hate to install one that isn't working. This shouldn't be too hard to clean up. We use some, well, first we're gonna scrape it some more, and then we'll use some, I don't know, rubbing alcohol or lighter fluid, or I don't know what we're gonna use. Make sure you don't fall through that hole now. That's another hazard up here now. So we could just quickly try to dry fit this thing, see how that looks. It almost fits, but not quite. So, I brought up a sharp knife, so we're gonna clean up these edges a little bit. Then we're gonna try dry fitting it again. Let's try dry fitting it again now that we've done that. How close am I here? Feels like I'm pretty close. Doesn't need much. All right, I think we just gotta take off a little bit more. Both on this side. There we go. I think that was getting in the way. That's good. And then on this side. All right, here we go. That's where the hinges are on that end. The first things first, let's make sure the fan works. Okay. Now, she'll strip these down. All right, let's hook this up just to see if it works. There we go. Careful not to short this thing out. That's pretty nice. Very quiet. All right. It's working. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I think next is we're gonna just clean around the edge here. And by cleaned up, I mean we want the rest of this gook off of here. It actually comes off pretty nicely. Doesn't leave much residue. By the way, what do you call a cow with two legs? Lean beef. All right, very nice. So now I think we're ready to put some of this butyl tape down. And we're gonna put that on the, like I said, on the inside lip here of this. So let's cut this here. All right, now we're ready to drop this in. Again, hinges are up front. Okay, now it's critical. Now we gotta get it right. There we go. And now the screws go in. This thing in, we got all the screws tightened down, and now everything's in there. And all we really, so we've got the butyl tape underneath this whole thing. Kind of pops out on the sides here in a couple different spots. But now all we're going to do is we're going to take this advanced silicone and we're going to run this all around the exterior edge, nice and generous. And we're going to go over each one of the screw heads as well. That's it for the exterior. All right, so as we near the end of this video for the installation of this particular fan, I ask only one thing of you. Please hit the like button if this was in any way helpful to you. If it was, thumbs up, thank you. And yeah, check out some of my other content if you really want to get involved. But here's what we did. Final step was putting this trim ring on right here. On the inside, comes with like a whole bunch of different screws. I opted to reuse the 4 that came in the original one, right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Left the other ones empty. The only regret and mistake that I made is this right here, as you can see. And that is I cut too deeply into the trim ring, exposing some of the wires right there. A white piece of tape covering that is going to do the trick. I have not done that yet, but that's it. You got the little light on right here, which indicates that there is rain on the rain sensor, which makes sense because it is raining. You can still use the fan. 4 different steps. It's not bad. On the highest setting, it is no louder than like an in-window air conditioner, let's say. It's still moving some air around, which is nice, even with the lid closed. It seems like a quality unit. I have no reason to believe it's going to stop working. If the motor did stop working, there is a manual open close on this particular unit. But yeah, small little remote control comes with it. Pretty nice. Open and close the lid, turn it on and off. I think you can override the rain feature if you wanted to open it even in the rain. Let's say you're here and you can monitor it and so forth. All very nice features to have. Anyway, that's the extent of the install. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks.